Welcome to the Let's Manifest podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alissa Esposito, a certified life coach and manifestation expert dedicated to helping you design and live a life that you absolutely love. Together, we're diving into the magic of the law of attraction, quantum physics, and powerful personal development techniques. Whether you're new to manifestation or seeking inspiration, this podcast offers clarity, motivation, and actionable insights. So are you ready? Let's make it happen. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Manifest podcast, your go-to space for tuning in to the energetic frequencies of abundance, alignment, and infinite potential. Today, we're talking about something that has shown up on vision boards, wish lists, and TikTok trends: luck. We're going to explore why luck is not random, how lucky girl syndrome works, how we unconsciously create both good and bad luck, the neuroscience of perception and belief, and how you can become the luckiest person that you know. So if you've ever caught yourself saying, "Ugh, I just have the worst luck," or watching other people manifest miracles and wondering, why not me? This episode is your energetic reset. Let's go deep, let's get real, and let's manifest some serious luck. Let's talk about the illusion of luck. We've all witnessed it. Some people walk through life like they have the Midas touch. They stumble onto the perfect opportunities. They find money on the ground, someone just happens to recommend them for the dream job, or they meet their soulmate at the grocery store. And then there are those who feel like nothing ever works out for them. They miss calls, they lose their chances on things, they get stuck in traffic, they keep receiving rejections over and over. They're kind of in life is happening to me mode. But here's what I want to offer you today. Luck is not something that you have. It's something that you generate. Let's use an example. Two people walk into the same networking event. One is open, one is smiling, she's present and confident, and the other person is anxious. They're distracted, and they're convinced that no one wants to talk to them, so why even bother being there? Well, who's most likely to get a lucky break? Well, obviously that first person. But it's not because of luck. It's because of their energy, their mindset, and their expectation. This is called a self-fulfilling prophecy, a concept backed by psychology and neuroscience. When you expect something, your behavior subconsciously shifts to align with that expectation. Your brain literally primes you to notice and then act on things that match your internal belief system. Let me introduce you to a key player here, the Reticular Activating System, or the RAS. I know we've talked about this in a previous episode. The RAS is part of your brain, and it's a network of neurons in your brain stem that acts like a filter. It decides what information gets through to your conscious mind. We are all bombarded with millions of pieces of data every second, and it's the RAS that filters it all based on what it thinks is important. And guess what determines that importance? Your thoughts and your beliefs. If you're walking around affirming, "I'm so lucky, opportunities are everywhere," your RAS will tune into those very opportunities, into those conversations, the emails, the signs, the people, and it'll flag them as important. But if you're affirming, "I can't catch a break," your RAS filters in only those things that reinforce that. In essence, you don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you believe it is. Let's zoom into the phenomenon that's taken social media by storm, lucky girl syndrome. It started with young women, particularly on TikTok, repeating affirmations like, "I'm so lucky, everything always works out for me. Things just fall in my lap. I don't chase, I attract." And shockingly, or not so shockingly if you're a manifester, people began reporting wild synchronicities. Job offers, sudden cash, rekindled relationships, surprise upgrades, and more. But what's really happening here? At the neuroscience level, these affirmations were retraining the brain's filter. Let me explain. When you repeat positive self-validating thoughts, you're engaging neuroplasticity. And that is your brain's ability to rewire itself. Repetition, especially when tied to emotion, literally builds new neural pathways. And the more you fire those pathways, the stronger they become. Think of your brain like a field of grass. Every thought is a footstep. The more you walk that same path, I'm so lucky, life works for me, the clearer and more authentic that path becomes. Let me give you an example I bet you can relate to. I was once speaking to a friend of mine who had just recently got his driver's license, and I was telling him how crazy it was that when you start driving to a place that you're really familiar with and it's a route you've taken, all of a sudden you're just there. You don't even remember going through all these different lights, right? And I just thought it was just so bizarre that I'd hoped these lights were green. I don't even remember getting there. Why does this happen? It's an example of our subconscious programming. I had driven that route so many times that it was a patterned behavior into my subconscious mind, and my conscious mind was actually somewhere else. It was engaged in conversation or singing along on the song that was playing in my car. Have you ever gone somewhere and had that happen to you and you kind of realize like, oh, I don't even remember driving here? That's subconscious programming. Now, bridging that subconscious patterning into our conversation about luck, let me tell you another story. Growing up, my parents belonged to a credit union. And every year the credit union had an annual meeting. They wanted their members to come and be part of it. But in order to do that, to get as many people there as possible, they actually gave out cash prizes. They did it a drawing style. Everybody would get a ticket when they entered the meeting. That was probably about 10 or so. We would write our names on the back of the ticket, and I'd always give it this lucky squeeze. And I can't tell you how many years at least one of my family members won money. It got to be a little embarrassing and a running joke that my family was the lucky one. Now that I've studied manifestation, I can see how this has all happened. We envisioned winning. We believed we would win. We took aligned action by entering the drawing. We emotionally and energetically connected with that ticket. We could see ourselves walking up to receive the cash. I brought this story up to my mom about a month or two ago, and I told her that this luck was all self-created and that we manifested this year after year. We had the identity of being lucky. So that's what lucky girl syndrome really is. It's not magic, but it's focused, repeated identity work. When you are affirming your luck, you're not just saying nice things or empty words. You're creating a new identity and those new grooves in your brain. Here's the secret sauce. When your identity shifts, your reality follows. If you believe you're the kind of person who always gets the yes, who meets the right person, who shows up at the right place at the right time, you unconsciously act in ways that make those outcomes inevitable. It's not delusion, it's intentional identity-based manifestation. Now we have to talk about the other side, the not so lucky days. You manifest both your good luck and your bad luck. Let's be honest, we've all had some not so great days. You spill your coffee on your shirt, you missed your train, you get a rude email, your plans fall apart, your flight gets canceled. And the common phrase, I'm just having the worst luck. But here's a truth bomb. Many of us are unconsciously manifesting bad luck because we've made it part of our identity. Let me give you an example. If you grew up hearing nothing comes easy for us, or we're just not lucky people, those phrases become embedded beliefs. And without even realizing it, you start seeking out and recreating solutions that match that story. Just like my family had that thought that we were lucky, that was part of my identity. This is what Dr. Bruce Lipton, a stem cell biologist, refers to when he says, your subconscious mind is running the show 95% of the time. Your subconscious doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you believe, especially what you believe about yourself. So if you're unknowingly carrying a belief that says life is a struggle, you'll find yourself always missing out, things falling apart at the last second or being overlooked all the time. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because your frequency is attracting it. You're playing a role, the victim or the unlucky one. But the good news is identities are fluid. You can switch roles. You can say, I release this identity of being unlucky. I now choose to embody the version of me who is in divine alignment. Because when you change how you see yourself, The universe has no choice but to match it. Let's talk about how to shift out of the unlucky paradigm and into your luckiest self. The one who walks in miracles, has magnetic opportunities, and divine timing. I want you to consider the power of affirmations to reprogram your mind. I'm not talking about saying something 50 times out loud or that 369 method of manifesting spiritual busy work. Affirmations aren't just fluffy words, but they are tools of mental architecture. When you affirm, you are instructing your subconscious on what's true. I want you to try using these. I'm lucky. I'm always attracting amazing things. The universe loves surprising me. Everything I want is on its way to me now. It's safe for life to be easy. I'm in the right place at the right time. Everything just works out for me. And a huge key here is saying it with emotion. That helps you to anchor into your body and anchor into the subconscious mind. You could start a daily luck journal. And what this does is it helps your reticular activating system look for things. Each night, write 3 lucky things that happened that day. It could be a green light when you were in a rush on the way to work, a compliment from a stranger, an unexpected discount or refund, perfect timing on a call or a meeting. Remember, you're retraining your reticular activating system to look for those good things. And guess what? When you look for those, you find them. Number 3, visualize your lucky self. Take 5 minutes to close your eyes and imagine. I want you to imagine walking into a room where everyone is drawn to you, receiving the perfect email or the perfect offer, finding money in your mailbox, being celebrated and seen. Feel the emotion of being that person. You're shifting your vibration and you're instructing the quantum field. I want you to watch your language. Language creates your emotional tone and your expectations. So instead of, I'm so lucky, try, things are shifting in my favor. This is an example of a bridge side. If it's too hard for you to go from, I'm so unlucky, this kind of stuff just always happens to me in that victim kind of energy, then try something like this. Things are just shifting in my favor. That's an in-between thought if you can't believe I'm lucky. Something better is on its way for me. This is happening for me, not to me. You are not just being positive, but you're becoming energetically available for alignment. So this is a great transition if your brain habitually or routinely wants to think of the negative. I want you to act on inspired nudges. Luck often arrives through action. When you feel pulled to reach out to someone, to take a different route, to attend an event, or to speak up, I want you to do it. Your intuition is the antenna of your luck. The luckiest people aren't passive. They act when energy invites them. They walk through open doors. So trust the nudge. What we're really talking about isn't just luck. It's quantum identity. You are an energetic being. You're constantly broadcasting a frequency. And in the quantum field, all potentials already exist. There is a version of you right now in another timeline who is deeply lucky, deeply abundant, and wildly magnetic. You don't have to earn that identity. You simply have to tune in. Think of it like tuning in your radio. If you're a little bit to the left or the right and you're not on that frequency, you don't hear the sound of that radio station, right? You have to shift your inner frequency to match the version of you that already has what you desire. That is where your luck lives. So, to close today's episode with a few affirmations, I want you to anchor this luck into your frequency, into the field. Say them with me. I am so lucky. Miracles chase me down. I am in the right place at the right time. The universe has my back. My life is filled with magic and synchronicity. I am the embodiment of divine timing. Take a breath, smile, and just feel that. You are already lucky because you decide to be. I would like to invite you to become a founding member of the Modern Manifestation Academy, which is launching in June of 2025. Make sure you're on my email list for the founding members launch pricing. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. If this sparks something inside of you, share it with a friend, leave a review, or tag me on social. I would love seeing your shifts and synchronicities. Until next time, stay lucky, stay aligned, and remember, you're not waiting for luck, you are the luck. We hope that you've liked this episode. If so, check out the Make It Happen project, where you can learn more about the Modern Manifestation Academy. You can also find a community of like-minded people and coaching resources to help you create and live your dream life. And for fun manifestation swag, check out themanifestationshop.com. Thanks for tuning in to the Let's Manifest podcast. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. Let's keep the momentum going, because you deserve to manifest your biggest dreams. Until next time, remember, you've got the power to make it happen.